this one. Okay.
That's your tip for the day, for this video.
Sorry.
You can mute site.
Linda, hello?
Marketing. Sheesh. Those guys. Welcome back to this week's episode. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, we've got some cool news topics to share with you guys, things that Linda and I have found interesting. I read an article that last week, Friday, a ghost town emerged in Spain. So in Namibia last year, we did a cool trip to Kormanskop, which I shared a post on our Facebook page with some really cool images, and what a rad experience that was. And when this came up on my timeline, I thought, wow, this is quite an interesting article. So in the 1990s, a dam was created, and obviously when they create these dams, they had to evacuate certain areas. And now with the drought that Spain is currently facing, or a certain area in Spain, the water has receded, and it's now exposed this little village that's been underwater for the last 30 odd years. And yeah, check these images out of them. It's quite freaky as it's receding.
It's pretty cool though. Is that all underwater?
He's all underwater.
Insane.
Yeah,
That's
crazy.
really cool. For how long was it underwater, sir?
30 years.
The structures are actually kept really well.
Yeah.
I just want to say that I love the city of Cape Town.
What do you love about Cape Town?
Well, everything. But except the slow Cape Town.
I talk very slowly.
Work movement. No, like the fact that we are now opening up for remote work visas. That's pretty cool.
What does that mean? What is a remote work visa?
So they say it's appealed for digital nomads. They've learned that the average tourist who comes here spends over 50,000 rand on their stay. And I mean, that's just a tourist. So now if you're coming to
live and
work, and you're only needing a computer, like you don't have to do anything else, I mean, the amount of money you're bringing in. And also usually a tourist visa is only 90 days. So this visa will be available for like an extended period after the 3 months.
Okay.
Which is quite cool. And then Cape Town's also trying to break away from Eskom.
Oh yeah? But I've already noticed that when we have like stage 7 load shedding or whatever it is, our house seems to be on the same grid as a hospital or something, because we never get load shedding. But even said that, like I remember in Cape Town, like the rest of the country would be on level 3 and we would be on level 1 or something. So I think it's because we have alternate power sources. So what they say here then is that it's without a stable energy supply, it's difficult for people to go out and work and to grow the economy.
But the thing that I'm wanting isn't here now. I don't know where it is, but they've opened it up for companies to send their proposals.
I came across this video on News 24 about a waterspout that some locals saw. You know what a waterspout is?
No.
It's really rare. So remember on our road trips when we're driving and we see those tornado things in the dust? Now, if that happens over the water, it's instead of dust, it's water that's gone up.
So Sharknado can really happen.
100%. So here's a version of Sharknado that happened.
Oh, weird. Imagine you were in the water on a boat or something.
It's a proper mini tornado.
It's not so mini, it's quite big.
Well, tornadoes are bigger.
Yo.
But the South African Weather Service said they assured everybody and the locals that this is just a natural phenomenon, although it is a really rare incident.
Wow. It feels like the end of the world thing. People are definitely going a little bit crazy. I don't know if you heard about I think it was American Airlines.
Yes.
It happened twice on one day, if I'm not mistaken, where they had to do an emergency landing due to a passenger that was just freaking out. The one person tried to open up the door while they were flying. So the flight attendants, along with some of the passengers, actually had to like restrain the guy.
Oh my word.
And then obviously he got arrested, but nothing more has been revealed. So I don't know why.
I did have a look at that article as well, and it got so the struggle got so heated that first of all the flight attendant like had the drinks trolley between them, to create distance.
Oh wow!
And at one stage, I don't know if it was like one of the other flight attendants hit the guy over the head with a coffee pot because the guy was just obviously there must be some kind of he must have some sort of issue, but he was apparently complaining about people were following him, that the person next to him is trying to kill him. He grabbed one of the.
He's clearly mentally unstable.
He grabbed one of the packets of silverware that they have and like took a knife and hold it like in your hand, like he was gonna try and protect himself. Yeah. So he was really not having a good flight. But then obviously it got more serious when he tried to open the door of the aeroplane while it's mid-flight.
Anyway, so that happened twice to American Airlines.
American Airlines always has some sort of issue. I follow an Instagram page called Passenger Shaming, and like the amount of videos out there of sort of passengers on airplanes that just have, I don't know, they have the most atrocious manners, or I don't know how they were brought up, but people like to take their shoes off when they're on a long flight. That's understandable. Maybe not like a 2-hour flight to Joburg or something. Not going to take your shoes off.
That bothers me.
So people take their socks and shoes off. Shoes I can understand. Socks, I don't know if I'd go that far, or I'd put a new pair of socks on. I don't know. But people go barefoot and then they stick their feet. So when you're sitting next to
the thing and then
between, me and you'll be sitting here and then somebody's barefoot is here with their toes, moving their toes like it's next to you. It is ridiculous. They have the most cringeworthy photos and videos coming up on that Instagram page.
It is really
you should follow it. It's super funny.
Do you have a spare 6.5 million?
Not spare.
Well, actually, I'll need more. I'll need about 13 million.
13? What am I going to do with that? If I did have 13 million rand, what would I spend my money on?
Well, we can buy 2 tickets for the for Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic flight.
Going into space?
Yeah.
6.5 million rand per ticket.
Yeah, but now I'm wondering, do you think they've got special rates for infants?
Do they fly free?
Yeah. Do they fly free up until 2 years?
Do you need one of those booster seat belts or whatever?
I feel like it's a valid question. Like, is there... I mean, also there's...
No, I don't think they will allow infants. Okay,
well, children under 12?
Yeah, no, I don't think... I think it's probably an age limit. I think you have to go for quite intense sort of tests and things like that to see if you can even fly in space.
Okay, well, I will definitely not be allowed to fly at this current stage of my life. Maybe we'll try in 2-3 years' time. Okay, realistic 5 years' time.
Okay, yeah.
See the time to save.
If there's, I don't know, even if I would have to have 1 billion rand in my bank account before I'd spend 6.5 million rand on
never mind the 6.5 million. Then you also, on top of that, still need to pay a $150,000 deposit.
Just to secure my seat.
Just to secure your seat.
Amazing, yeah.
Which is what, 2.5 million? Just under 2.5 million?
As amazing as it sounds to be in isn't it called like suborbital, something like that? Like where it's not even the real space, it's like you're almost in space. It's like there's no man's land between our atmosphere and space, as far as I understand it. But anyway, if you got money to burn, people must do it. It advances the technologies and things for space travel.
I only read now that they plan to have their first 1,000 customers tickets sold by the end of the year.
1,000?
1,000.
Jeez.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lekker business venture.
Sure.
Go adventure space travel. So you've had COVID before. I've had COVID before. How many days did you have it? How long did it last?
Well, I feel like I've tasted positive quite a few times with the over the December break.
Mm.
And that was about 10 days.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 days.
Imagine having COVID for 441 days.
Okay, wow.
There's a guy.
How do you test positive for COVID every single day for over a year?
So there's a guy in Turkey who first tested positive. So for 14 months he's had COVID. So he spent 9 months in hospital and 5 months at home, alone in his flat. And he's had 14 months and 78 straight positive tests.
But how?
He's never tested negative in the past 14 months.
How? I don't understand.
So
does he have symptoms?
So,
okay, obviously if he's in the hospital for 9 months.
So he was, I think he was quite ill, but so the thing is that this man, his name is Mustafa Kayasan. Probably pronounced that wrong, but anyway, he has cancer. And so with cancer, your immune system is really low. And so
that's horrible.
He's been vaccinated, but even with the vaccination, the body isn't able to create an immune response to the virus. And yeah, so he's just got the virus and he's had COVID, his body just can't fight it. So yeah. So
I wasn't even really sure whether you're able to go for the vaccination if you've got cancer. Was your system so weak?
I think maybe while he was in hospital, I don't know, maybe it was
I just wasn't sure whether it's something that you're able to do.
I'm not sure. Sorry, so in the article, so obviously it's affected his whole sort of personal life, and family can't come and visit him. So when his family does come, they have to like stand in the garden, and he stands inside the house and talks to them through the gate.
You must have some insane medical like health insurance.
In the article, they talk about they interview one of his family members, and they're saying, my father was always being a positive guy, and now he's taking it to the next level. Now he literally can't get negative now. But luckily, even though he has been tested positive for so long, he's been in and out of hospital, he's got cancer, he still keeps his hopes up, and he's still a very sort of pleasant person to be around. And
that is really incredible. That is seriously incredible to stay positive for so long with, never mind having cancer, now being isolated for 14 months. When people started going insane being in their home alone for 1 month.
Exactly, it's been terrible. I have one more article that I read on Gizmodo, and it's a video of a flock of blackbirds, and blackbirds are often in groups of thousands and thousands of birds, and they're the ones that fly all around and they make these incredible patterns in the sky. And there's a video that was captured on CCTV camera, or CCTV footage, should I say, of them just descending down and just crashing straight into the ground. Just check this out.
What happened? Also, honestly, this reminds me out of a scene from Birds from Alfred Hitchcock.
I can imagine. So
that is disturbing.
So in the video, they say that. In the article, they do mention that scientists say that what they often do is they do these crazy evasive patterns and movements when there's predators. And so they reckon that there could have been an eagle or something flying near them. And so they quickly just did this evasive maneuver. But because there's hundreds and thousands of them, obviously, and the wrong altitude, and they just end up crashing into the ground. And unfortunately,
let one take one for the team. Now we're seeing blackbirds dropping from the sky. We're seeing, let's call it water tornadoes. We're seeing ghost towns appearing from underwater.
Zombie apocalypse?
Something's happening.
What's happening? So if you are worried about zombies, it's time to act now. We've just promoted a cool new deal on our social media pages.
Mm.
If you like the idea of being picked up at your door, getting chauffeured to the beautiful wine estates in the Cape.
And like, it's not your everyday estate that everybody knows. It is like serious hidden gems.
Proper boutique wine estates in the Cape. Having an experienced, very experienced sommelier, busy, who knows everything there is about wine and grapes, and you can pick his brain as much as you want.
He also like analyzes each and every guest on that specific trip to match the wine that he wants to give for everybody. So you might not get the same tasting as the other one because he knows you like XYZ. He is incredibly talented.
Yeah. And then after getting, what's a better word to use? Fraught-faced at a couple of wine estates and having some cool tastings and pairings, you get chauffeur driven back home and he drops you off back at the same doorstep that he picked you up there.
Insane.
What a lekker deal. Contact us if you want more information about that. And that is it for today. What are we doing tomorrow?
Well, by the time you guys are looking at this, we have a baby.
Well, not actually. This goes out at 6 o'clock on a Friday morning. So
Well,
2 hours after this
we'll be
goes
sitting
out.
in the hospital then, waiting to have a baby.
As far as I know, there's only like James Jones and JP that actually watches this the minute it comes out. They're our biggest fanboys.
We like you guys too.
Yeah, thank you guys. Much love. And to anybody else, I think Mariki also watches this the minute it comes out.
Every now and then.
Thank you, Mariki. Thank you, Ma.
Yeah.
Lekker. So yeah, we are having a baby tomorrow, today, whenever you're watching this. Amazing.
Okay.
Fun times.
Bye.